He's had 7 games. He's had 8 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Now, I know 4 touchdowns, no picks in this first game. So 6 games, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks. He's thrown more interceptable balls that haven't got caught. He fumbled one. He threw a pick that technically was a fumble. So, there's some turnovers there. And the Titans offense is not scoring touchdowns that often. So I'm not really blaming him for the lack of touchdowns scored. And Derrick Henry's punched in a lot of red zone touchdowns too. So I'm thinking if Will Levis played, and I think who was it? Covers Kentucky, Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker did the stats on what Will Levis would have been as a full season starter, and his numbers would be around 19 touchdown passes to 7 to 8 interceptions if he had played all 17 games.
Yeah.
And if you're looking at a rookie quarterback to do that, it's pretty good. It's a really good starting spot to be at an offense that is going to have Derrick Henry score double-digit touchdowns every year, and he's done that again. So
and has one wide receiver.
Yeah, one wide receiver, a tight end that's just now learned how to catch, and a first-round pick that's running decoy routes and just getting some cardio in. And we'll talk about that maybe on Friday. But yeah. I think if Will Levis, I'm optimistic that Will Levis can become an above-average NFL starter. And I think for right now, that's good enough for me for them to build around that and to feel confident in the direction this team's going.
So you're asking for my optimism level?
Just kind of where you're at now, right? I'm not saying that you're putting a cap on his ceiling. I'm not saying that.
Well, yeah, I mean, so I think those are important distinction, though. So which one is it? Is it my optimism of what he's going to be or where I think he is at now?
Your current optimistic view on where you believe he will be.
I think he's Pro Bowl level with the possibility of being elite.
Oh, so you're like 1.5 tiers above me here.
I am. I mean, I've been above you on Will Levis from the jump. I have been.
Yeah, that's true.
I've been on Will Levis since the draft process, and I did a show on here and got ripped for it when I said the ceiling, the comp ceiling is Josh Allen. And if you look at the physical ability, it's a comp ceiling of Josh Allen. And I continue to be very impressed by Will Levis's poise and demeanor, by his physical ability. Austin, there was a throw he made in that football game where he got leveled in the pocket and all arm dropped it in a bucket 25 yards down the field to DeAndre Hopkins between 2 defenders. All arm throw. That's practical arm strength that comes in handy. It's a flick of the wrist and a quick release. It's tremendous leadership. It's a hunger to be better. He is studious. He is in the playbook. He has the temperament of an NFL quarterback and a good NFL quarterback through and through, partnered with an absolute like Greek god figure that you talk about, like how just jacked and of an athletic freak this guy is. Mm-hmm. And an awesome personality too. Like I think he has won a lot of Titans fans over and a lot of the NFL over, where he was coming out of the draft and being like, they were like, he's kind of, not the greatest guy. He's kind of a jerk, all this stuff. Right. And he gets to Tennessee and people are like, no, he's not. What are we talking about? Like, why was this the narrative around this guy? This guy's awesome. If I'm looking at how I feel optimistically about Will Levis, you have to feel really, really good about the body of work so far with the Titans. The deep ball, some of the good touch passes that he was able to throw, some of the just the practical arm strength, like I said, the ability to evade pressure, the ability to stay calm, cool, and collected. I said on the pregame show before that Monday Night Football game in Miami, he had the ability to announce himself to the NFL world as not just the rookie quarterback that has been, playing pretty well, but a rookie quarterback that you seriously need to add to the conversation about the future outlook of the AFC. CJ Stroud's already done that, right? Anthony Richardson, you saw play a couple games and you're like, okay, there's some flashes there. Like, hey, maybe he could be a pretty good player. We'll see where he goes. Bryce Young, we haven't seen that yet. CJ Stroud and his ability to lead a high-scoring offense in Houston, to have some of these late-game heroics that he has had in Houston, has driven this expectation to he is going to be one of those top tier quarterbacks in the sport. I think Will Levis on Monday Night Football in Miami in a hostile environment with the circumstances around him, and people forget it's not a very good offensive roster around him.
No.
Let people in the NFL world know that, hey, not only is this kid pretty good, he has the ability to be awesome. I think realistically, right, he's probably in my head, 8 to 10 best, 8th to 10th best quarterback in the range, like an 8 to 10 range, which is a good Pro Bowl player. The Titans would love that if that's where he was. But it wouldn't surprise me if he improved even more past that. This is a ship I'm going down with. I really, really have been impressed with Will Levis early on.